What's up, everybody? The BLU-RAY Lover channel here with my honest review of Star Wars The Last Jedi. So here we go with my review. Okay guys, so I got lucky enough to see a 7 o'clock showing of Star Wars The Last Jedi. I was originally supposed to see it on Saturday, but I called the theater again and they actually had a couple of seats. I got lucky enough to get literally one of the third to last seats. Got into the theater. Really packed house, Star Wars fans, really cool people. Actually was very respectful. A couple of people said, turn off your phones, do this, don't ruin the movie. When the opening crawl opened up with the Star Wars music, it was just the most awesome. Everybody was cheering and whistling, and it was just a great moment. So let's get on with my review. And entertained that I was with the film, how happy I was, how much fun I had watching this movie, and how cool it was to finally see Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill, back as Luke in this film. More of a damaged, more darker character, and the direction that Rian Johnson took with Luke was just a surprise. Give Mark Hamill how well he was in this film. To give you how Mark Hamill can just be a great actor, but a great voice actor too, but the range he had here, he gave the performance, I think his best performance in the Star Wars film, and he was incredible. Daisy Ridley as Rey, when she gets to the top of the end of the Force Awakens, gives him his lightsaber. That storyline starts off right away. They start to have their talk. He asks Rey why she's there, and she says train, and he's very hesitant. He doesn't really want her to be there. He doesn't want to be even known where he is. He wants to be left alone. You know, he went to hiding for a certain reason. I can't tell you why. Spoiler details there, but it does become a great relationship between Rey and Luke. And the things they do together make you feel good here. And it was just a great performance by Daisy Ridley and Mark Hamill, and just the direction that Rian Johnson took with them. Let's get on with other characters here. Adam Driver's Kylo Ren here was more relaxed and much different here than he was in The Force Awakens, because I don't think J.J. Abrams even directed him good. Rian Johnson fixed that. I enjoyed him more here. Adam Driver as Kylo was good. He was more relaxed. He wasn't whining. He wasn't complaining. He wasn't being a little kid. He was more to the point and focused on what he was supposed to do in the film to get what he needs, and it was incredible to see. And I actually was almost hesitant, like, oh, is it going to be the same thing that he was in The Force Awakens? Totally different in my eyes. And having a good director like Rian Johnson to help him was good. Poe Dameron, played by Oscar Isaacs, and Admiral Amayi-Dobo, played by Laura Dern. They had good chemistry here, but Poe Dameron was good. What the scenes that he had, and you know, he's the fighter pilot and the X-Wing, and that's what he does here. He basically has the information. He doesn't do a lot in the movie to me, that the other characters do, but he is good and useful when they need him. And Laura Dern here, it was just, to me, it was just a writing character, and she wasn't really entertaining at all. Let's get on with Finn and Rose, played by Joan Boyega, and I don't know the actress's name. I'm trying to remember it. The storyline between Rose and Finn is like this. I'm about to do it right now. Yawn fest. They go into this planet with BB-8 to gather some information, which is crucial to the story and the plot of the film. It drags to certain points. And, yeah. BB-8 is cool. He's cute in the movie. He's actually the best part of those scenes. I love John Boyega as Finn. After they leave, I'm just going to say right out, once they leave that planet, after they get their information, it gets better. Thank God. It could have been shortened. Why they stretched it out? I guess to give the movie time, but to build plot, but they could have done it like this instead of giving it time. Because we go from Rey and Luke, Rose and Finn, and then from Rose to Finn to Poe and Admiral Amimoto, I think. And then we go to Leia, and then back to Finn and Rose, and then from Finn to Rose to Kylo Ren and Snow. And it just really made the film's pace, and it just kind of slowed it down. When it would leave from Rose and Finn, it would get entertaining. Chewbacca here with the porks, or the whatever they call them. Those things are not annoying. That's only a Disney ploy to put them in the film because they're cute and lovable so they can sell toys. That's Disney. That's why they bought it, to make merchandising and to make the cha-ching. And they were okay. They were tame. And thank God for Rian Johnson. Thank God. The porks, Little screen time, thank God. My man Chewbacca was good here when he was used, but it was kind of hard watching the film and not have Han Solo in it with him. And you can see, I'm not going to say enough in the film, but when you see Chewbacca and Rey interact, it's beautiful, but it's always like hard to not see Han Solo and Chewie together. Can't say too much about the plot because a lot of the plot has a lot of the spoilers in it and I can't say anything. Action sequences, incredible. The lightsaber duels, fantastic and beautiful. And I was so excited, and everybody in the audience and us, we were cheering so loud every time a lightsaber scene would come out, a battle, a sequence, and you got cheers in certain scenes. And people were like, oh my God, cheering. It was just a great experience. And to be in a packed theater, and like I said, I've never seen a Star Wars movie in a packed theater. This was my first time. Enjoyed it. And when you watch in a packed house, it makes experience better and awesome and good. And I really loved it. And you know, a lot of the, you know, I tried to stay away from a lot of the ads on television. The scene between Rey and Kylo Ren was like, wow. Like, wow. I can't say anything else, and there's a lot here I want to say. The cinematography is great. The writing is good until we get to, like I said, Finn and Rose and their adventure. That's just what makes the movie not so great. The score here by the legendary John Williams is good here, is way better, and is good. The Force Awakens, I think he didn't have that time to write it because I think they were trying to rush that film into theaters. This one here, he had time. He wrote it. Beautiful score. And it's for the film. I think for every film he said for Star Wars, he gives it a new sound and a different type of mix to it. And he did a good job here. Rian Johnson is a Star Wars fan. He did an incredible job. I just wish he would not too much of, you know, Finn and Rose. He did a good job. A lot of certain characters here were good. Some were not great. There's some surprises in the film that I can't say. They got a smile on my face. And I loved it. And it was so good. And I love Star Wars The Last Jedi. I was entertained. I had fun when it was fun and entertaining. But when it wasn't, it took away from the film, and I already said it. Finn and Rose really was just, that's the drag. And if it was shortened to that, it would have been a better movie. It would have been a great movie, but that's what's the problem I had. I was just yawning between those scenes. Poe Dameron was great. Oscar Isaacs as Poe Dameron was great. Adam Driver surprised me how he elevated Kylo Ren here. You know, Snoke and the circus was good. The film was between Rey and Luke. That was just, it was like watching Obi-Wan doing the same thing to Luke. There's a lot of humor in this film. They fit perfectly. And I didn't think that Rian Johnson was a funny guy because I've seen a lot of his films and they're really darker films and they don't have humor in them whatsoever. Here, I think he took his time with the humor, and the humor fit perfectly when you needed it. The humor would come in when you would have a strong dramatic scene, and the plot would go. But then the humor would be delivered exactly when you needed it and would come in at the exact point. And that was good. Everything fit perfectly. Enjoyed The Last Jedi, and it was a good film. It was a good film, but the thing is, it could have been the greatest film. Would have been awesome. It would have been the top. But to me, it was just okay. It was an okay, entertaining, fun film, and it was good. And I think it was way better than The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens I had fun with, and this one was a different and a new story, and Rian Johnson knocked it out of the park. So yeah, guys, I'm going to give Star Wars The Last Jedi a 7.5 out of 10. You know, Finn and Rose storyline that really just dragged it down. And that's the only gripe I had with the film. But everything else was perfect, beautiful, incredible. The film is beautifully shot. The score is great by the legendary John Williams. The performances by Mark Hamill, Daisy Ridley, and Adam Driver are literally the three standouts here. Are great. Great Carrie Fisher as, she's Princess Leia to me. She's not an animal, Princess Leia. It was an emotional moment when she appeared in the film for the first time. And I cried a little bit. And everybody was emotional. And she got a standing ovation. Everybody stood up and clapped. And it was hard to see her. And that she will not be in episode 9. And we're going to miss you, Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia. And thank you for giving us a great performance in your last film as our princess. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So this is my review of Star Wars The Last Jedi. Give me your comments. Let me know if you saw Star Wars The Last Jedi, what you loved about it, what was you excited about. Don't give any spoilers in the comments because I don't want to get the hate. Star Wars fans who've not seen it. So let me know what you thought about it, what was the good and what you did not like about the film. But don't spoil it in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit my post notification bell so once you hit that, all my new videos will hit notification boxes once my video is uploaded. I am the BLU-RAY Lover channel, and this was my review of Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Alright guys, may the Force be with you.